All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to pop on here very quickly and give you the latest information that the IRS is now sharing with the disbursement of the stimulus payments to the American people. They just updated their page yesterday, and I want to let you see what they're saying and also what they are not saying. So let's just go through this together. This was press released yesterday. It says the IRS Treasury dispersed another 37 million economic impact payments. Last week, they gave us a press release where they told us that they released 90 million economic impact payments. So the both of them combined would be 127 million economic impact payments. And we know that between 160 and 170 million families are going to be getting this money. So they're still behind by around 30 to 40 million people. So if you still have not gotten your payment, you are still in a very large group of people who have not yet received it. So let's go ahead and look at what they did right. I want to highlight this area right here where it says the second batch of payments includes direct deposits as well as paper checks and debit cards being sent through the mail. Look for checks or debit cards in the mail. If you have not yet received a direct deposit, it's going to be in a white envelope. Be sure to be careful to not throw anything out in the next month or so because, sometimes you think something junk mail, it's just in a white envelope. Don't do that. Open it up, check it out. It could be a check or it could be a debit card. But they also gave out these direct deposits, and they wrote this too. Like the first batch of payments, the payments announced today primarily were sent to eligible taxpayers who filed 2019 and 2020 returns. People who don't typically file a return but were successfully used the non-filers tool in the IRS were also sent payments in this batch. So primarily, they once again sent these payments to taxpayers or people who did the IRS non-filers tool, which tells us that they did not send them to people who are not tax filers. I'm not saying that anyone who's not a tax filer didn't get a payment. Some people did. But this batch wasn't primarily for those individuals. Let me go ahead and scroll down here. And I want to read this bullet point right here as well. I'm going to leave you the link to this press release in the description below. So if you want to read through it a little bit more carefully, you can. But notice what the first batch of payments, this was the batch of payments that started primarily on March 12th and eventually hit many bank accounts on March 17th. The first batch of payments primarily was sent to eligible taxpayers who provided their direct deposit information on their 2019 and 2020 returns. Both of the last batches, the one from last week and the one from this week, were sent primarily to taxpayers, not Social Security, not SSDI, SSI, not veterans, not RRB, not survivors, not low income or no income. If you didn't use the non-filers tool, it was sent to taxpayers. So if you are a taxpayer, you probably saw your economic impact relief payment sometime in the last 2 weeks. If you are a taxpayer and still have not gotten it yet, don't worry about that. They probably are still processing it. But many people out there who are not taxpayers are not included in these last two batches. Let's go back to the press release, and I want to bring you to the final paragraphs here because it does say this. It says additional batches of payments will be sent in the coming weeks as direct deposits and through the mail as paper checks or debit cards. The vast majority of all economic impact payments will be issued by direct deposit. No action is needed by most taxpayers. This last part is some really important information that at least they're finally giving a little bit here about Social Security, because they say the IRS is working directly with the Social Security Administration, the Railroad Retirement Board, and the Veterans Administration to obtain updated 2021 information to ensure that as many people as possible are sent fast, automatic payments. More information about when these payments will be made will be provided on irs.gov as soon as it becomes available. And I can tell you, as soon as it becomes available, I will share that information with you. But I can tell you right now, according to the IRS's own data, that the first two batches did not primarily include Social Security individuals, low income, no income, veterans, RRB, or survivors. And right now, they're working with those organizations to obtain what they're saying is the most updated information so they can send out those payments quickly in the next batches that will be coming out. Remember, I told you, watch the Wednesdays. So the next batch is probably going to be sent out in the upcoming Wednesday. Sometimes the banks are forwarding that money to you a little bit earlier. Also, like I told you before, April 14th, for whatever reason, was a day that I had gotten. I'm not going to share with you the source of that information because I cannot verify it. I can't verify it. IRS.gov, I can't verify it. Social Security, I can't verify it. But that was some information that I did hear, and I will share that with you. So I wouldn't be surprised if April 14th is the day. And for whatever reason, they're not sharing it, but they're saying they're working with these organizations to do this for some reason. But just know, again, as frustrating as all of this is, if you did not get your payment, at least you know it's not your fault. There's not something that you should have done that you didn't do. It's not like you made a mistake. You didn't. The IRS simply has not issued out those payments in a mass way as of yet. But they will. They are saying they will in the upcoming weeks, and that they're working with the administrations that are associated with Social Security, the VA, and RRB in order to do that. We will keep you updated on when that is going to happen. We'll give you the official news when it breaks. So if you want to subscribe, if you haven't already, consider subscribing for that reason. As always, thank you for coming along with me. I will catch you all next time.